Welcome. This is the second of a two-part series on the basic functionality of Auction Master Pro's scale program. We will continue on with the same information that we left off with at the end of Volume 1 in this series. In this session, we will proceed to understand the options available in the lower half of the clerk's screen. Let's look at the yellow button on the left-hand side with a number in it. This number is currently set to 595. This number is the current scale ticket number, and it's great information to have if the clerk needs to communicate any problems to the office. The blue Submit button is self-explanatory. Pressing this button will submit the current scale ticket to the server for processing. We will visit this button more later on in this session. The white field under the Submit button is the average weight for the livestock currently being sold. Moving left, the big white field is used to enter back tag numbers. Using the numeric keypad on the keyboard, you can type in the back tag numbers. When you hit enter after keying in the back tag, the number will appear in the white box. You can also hit the Add Tag button to accomplish the same task. If you make a mistake, you can highlight the incorrect tag number and press the Delete button and re-enter the tag information. You can also hit the plus sign to clear the numbers you have already keyed in. If the back tag is registered, then the seller's name and head sold will appear in their appropriate fields. The Next Tag button will pop up the screen, which will allow you to enter back tags for the next sale. By submitting it and hitting Finish, the tag number that I just entered will now show up in the back tag field to be processed with the next set of livestock to be sold. The Add Lot button is used primarily in CPH or pre-sorted sales. The function of this button is to add a predefined lot of cattle to this sale. CPH or pre-sorted sales are run by selling multiple owner cattle in one lot. Multiple owner cattle can be sorted by size, color, and placed into one lot, while like cattle in another weight range and color can be placed in another lot. The market then sells these predefined lots by pressing the Add Lot button. The Weight On and Off button is used to show or not show the weight on the TV displays. Moving left on the screen, the Clear button will clear all of the current data on the screen. The clerk will be prompted to confirm that she or he wants to clear all the data. The CKA button will show the check accumulation screen on the monitor. Many times buyers will ask how many head are left. The clerk can obtain this information by pressing the CKA button. In this case, the clerk can quickly determine that information and let the interested buyer know. In this case, the CKA check accumulation screen shows that we have 334 registered head of feeders, and we've sold 195 of them, and with that we have 139 remaining for this sale. The DT button is called the Draft Totalizer. Hitting this button will allow you to accumulate multiple drafts into one scale ticket. Let's say the scale can hold 6 head, and I'm going to click 6 here and weigh them. Yet the market wants to sell 11 head as a draft. The first 6 head are brought to the scale and weighed and then moved off the scale. The next 5 head would be brought onto the scale and the clerk would press the DT button. The clerk can then press the number of head that are on the scale now and weigh them. By submitting it, the weight will be added to the previous weight along with the total number of head in each draft. This information will be available on the screen. Notice our 6 head went to 11 head and our weight was now totaled is now equal to 8,415 pounds. It is important to note that there is no limit as to how many Draft Totalizer transactions can be done. If the market has a small scale and wanted to sell big drafts, they could do as many draft totalizer transactions they need to reach one selling draft. Let's move on to the Tickets button. This button allows you to go back and change a previously entered ticket. Also allows you to reprint the highlighted ticket on the scale ticket printer. So, if the clerk makes a mistake or a buyer changes his mind on what the buyer number to use, the clerk can press this button and easily change any of the values on the ticket. The clerk, in this case, has the opportunity to modify the buyer number, the seller number, the comment, pen, number of head, offspring, and sold by and the price field. To change a field, you will be required to press the button to the left of the field. To save your changes, just press the Save button. Let's change the comment field to add a comment stating DND. So after the E here, I'm going to say click DND and press Enter. You will notice in the comment field it will now say lame followed by DND. To save these changes, all you have to do is click the Save button and then close out of the ticket change menu. Auction Master Pro has a complete penning module which requires a separate workstation and a person to run it. This module is optional, meaning the market chooses whether to use it or not. If that module is not used, Auction Master Pro provides the penning button as a quick way to enter pen information. There is no logic behind this field. By entering Enter, it just places the pen number of 123 in the yellow box. Auction Master Pro accepts what the clerk enters and will not tell the clerk if they place multiple buyers in the same pen. The Vet Hold button does just that. If a buyer or market wants to place a vet hold on the livestock so that the vet can check the livestock, the clerk will just press this button. By doing so, the office will be told that the livestock in question has a vet hold, and then they have the option to determine whether to proceed or not. This ensures the office will have the opportunity to add all the appropriate vet charges to the invoice or the check before being printed. Also provides the opportunity to make sure that the vet work has been completed for the livestock in question. The Description button takes you to the flaw codes and allows you the opportunity to press one of 8 predefined buttons, or you can key in the flaw code from the keyboard. The predefined buttons are located 4 on the left and 4 on the right. These are all market-specific buttons. In the previous case where we added DND to a ticket that has already been submitted, this is a quick and easy way to add the same values to a ticket that you're currently working on, just by clicking the buttons or using the keyboard to type in what flaw codes that you want. By pressing Enter, that information is stored on the ticket. As I mentioned earlier, the HD button is the per head pricing indicator. Blue will mean it's not active, red will mean it's active. Likewise, the CWT is the hundredweight pricing indicator, and red will mean it is active, blue will mean it's inactive. If a scale has the capability to be remotely balanced, the BAL button here will send a command to the scale to zero itself. When the weight field up here turns red, the clerk will press the balance button to balance the scale, as required by P&S. The weight field will then be white until the next time a balance is required. The SO button is the sort off button. Let's say there are 11 head in the ring currently being sold. One of those head has a flaw or doesn't meet the buyer's requirements. The buyer will say sort off 1 or hold back 1. The clerk can press the sort off button to remove that one head by clicking the 1 and pressing the button to weigh it. Submitting that will put the hold fields and put the one head in there along with the 765 pounds. Notice the head count went from 11 to 10 and the weight was reduced to 7,650 pounds. With the one head sorted off, we can complete this scale ticket and submit it for processing to the server by clicking the blue Submit button. What this does is submit that ticket to the server, and then we'll place what was in the hold field, including the number of head and the weight, and automatically update the clerk screen to reflect the proper information. Notice the head count is now 1 and the weight is now 765. And we can go on and complete the sale of this scale ticket easily by entering the price and buyer and clicking the submit button. The menu button takes you into the menu options, and as I stated earlier, I will have another training video on this functionality. So let's enter another scale ticket. Let's say 3 head. We're going to use a back tag of 1010, and we're going to weigh the livestock and include a price of around $67 per hundredweight with the buyer of 3-3. There are 2 key function keys that I would like you to remember. F10 will clear the weight or the held weights. The system will ask you which one you want to clear if there is weights in both fields. Otherwise, it's just going to ask you to confirm that you want to clear the current weight. In this case, I'm going to click yes. Another key function key is F12. F12 sets the price increment values for selling by cents or selling by whole dollars. In this case, the increment is a quarter by cents, and if you're selling by whole dollars, let's make that $1 and click the close window. So the clerk, by pressing the up arrow, can increase the price automatically by a quarter in this case because we're selling by cents as the auctioneer gets the bidding going. If the auctioneer backs down, you can click the down arrow and you will decrement by a quarter on the price field. So let's complete this ticket by weighing the 1 head that we have in the ring and clicking the submit button. That submits the ticket to the server to be processed. And with that being said, this concludes this training on the basic functions of Auction Master Pro's scale program. Thank you.